Alright everybody, today we are going to take a really quick look at a deck that I've been playing and carrying from Platinum all the way up to Mythic as of last night. I made this deck as a meme, thinking that it really wouldn't get very far, it was just going to be a fun tribal deck. Right? That's how most good decks start out for some of us. So, I'm just going to take this into a couple ranked games of Mythic and probably not do many cuts to the video, just to prove that I put it out here before I see it anywhere else. This has happened to me a lot, especially with Wilderness Reclamation. I made that deck before the spoilers even finished, and it turned into one of the most popular decks for a lot of years and continued to be in Pioneer. So I missed the gun on this one, or on that one. I'm not going to miss it on this one. So let's just start with a quick deck tech. Our 1-drops are Usher of the Fallen and Fireblade Charger. These are both warriors, Usher of the Fallen obviously being the better one, but Fireblade being a good 1-drop just in the tribal synergy, and also being a non-human for Winota later on. Our 2-drops are Season Hollowblade, which is just too amazing to give itself indestructible every single turn, and Kargan Intimidator, which works extremely well with a warrior tribal strategy, because all of our creatures, even the tokens made off Usher of the Fallen, are going to be warriors, so it's basically just pay 1, make a creature not able to block anything on your side of the board this turn. We have a couple Sigrids for combat tricks, really good against mono red, takes away a Bone Crusher Giant, first strikes a Robber of the Rich, something like that. We have our Lord, which is just a 3-mana 3/3 that gives all our warriors +1/+1, which is pretty good. It's not the best Lord in the world, but it's definitely not bad. The good thing about all of those human warriors is that Winota, once is triggered with Usher of the Fallen or Fireblade Charger, is going to grab things like a Kargan Intimidator that then makes another creature not able to block, a Kargan War Leader that pumps our entire team that's swinging, including the things that we're getting off Winota, and including Winota herself. We have Haktos, which is a really good hit with Winota, because usually he'll just manage to either force them to block with something specific or make them not able to block him at all. Other than our creatures, we're running Outlaw's Merriment for control-style decks, even though Binding of the Old Gods is pretty rough on us too. I think we would probably put this in the sideboard if we went into a best of 3, and Showdown of the Skulls, which is just an immediate 4 of if you're doing some kind of Boros aggro. I don't know what you would be doing. And then Embercleave, really just Embercleave. There's no other reason to explain. Our lands, we just have 23 lands. You could always go down. I don't think we should, because we have so many 4-drops and we have quite a number of 3-drops, and we also have Embercleave, and all of our creatures most of our creatures have some sort of extra effect that we could be paying for, especially Kargan Intimidator, but Usher of the Fallen too. So let's just take it into some ranked games. We're only going to be doing best of 1. I think I want to make sure that I have the main deck down, then I'm going to put in a sideboard, and then probably take it into the Arena Open in a couple days. So, let's take it into some Mythic Ranked. Alright, here we go. Up against a guy named Joe. Okay, turn 1 Usher. See what they're on. This is interesting. I think we just play the Kargan Intimidator. I don't know if they're going to have removal or not, but hopefully they don't, and we just wind up a turn 3 Lord and swing for 7. Okay, we might not Lord then. I think what we probably do is just make this unable to block. Swing out. Make a token. Down to 13. Token's also a warrior. If we get another land, we can... Ooh, okay. I think if we get a land, we still Lord. That's unfortunate. Well, we're still lording. I'm afraid of another Skyclave apparition, but I kind of want to save this Usher for Winota. The Skyclave would probably take the Lord, I think. Mothra, uh-oh, that's not good. Well, I'm just giving them flying counters, aren't I? Another land, which gives us Winota. We'd like a white land for one of these Sigrids. But honestly, let's just swing out and hope we hit a Lord. Hey look, we hit a Lord. That's very close to lethal. Oh wait, no, that is lethal. Fucked up. You were supposed to block one of the 4s, not the 3, and you would have survived at 1 life, but okay. Good game 1. Mono White's kind of been a heal in the deck for a while. That's a good reason why it took me longer than normal to get from Diamond to Mythic. Let's try it again. Up against Malik. Malk. This is a good hand, especially if we find our 4th land for Winota on time. Oh, that's not a good look. That blocks everything we do for quite a bit. I'm confident they won't swing unless they kill this thing already. Yep. There's our 4th land. I wonder if they kill this. No. Not even close. This is looking iffy. Our only plan right now is Winota into something off the Fireblade Charger, maybe. Might even kill it. Yeah, there it is. So now it's just like Winota, then swing with Embercleave. That's even bad. Season Hollowblade's not bad, though. Let's play Winota. Use all of our mana. Plus we have multiple, so if they do kill her, then we can just play the other one. Yep. Took their whole turn off for that. Another Embercleave, Jesus Christ. Oh, well. Just play another Winota. We're not doing anything better. This Hollowblade's not better than that. It can get indestructible, but it's not going to win. What we'd prefer to do is just swing with Winota, Embercleave, deal 10. Okay. Doesn't look like a removal spell yet. Showdown. Do we showdown now? Let's swing. They might just have removal for it. Might just be like blocking with Sanitarium Skeleton. And hoping that doing that and recurring it every turn is good enough. So we'll just bet not a thing. End up dealing 8 damage through this skeleton. So now even if they kill Winota, we still have the Embercleave for whoever comes. Maybe we'll find a Fireblade Charger off this showdown and give it haste. Ooh, that's spicy. I like this. Another showdown. Well, we'll showdown. We're staring down a pretty rough barrel right now. Let's play a Hollowblade. Swing for 10. So what is this? Whenever it attacks Defending player chooses a non-legendary creature card in your graveyard. Return the card to the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Okay. So what? Nothing. They wouldn't have returned Sanitarium Skeleton. Okay, thank you. Your go takes 5 seconds to read a card. Okay. Can't block, enters the battlefield, deals 1 damage to target opponent for each swamp you control. Wow, that's unfortunate. What a weird card. Alright, I mean, I guess we lost to that. Oh well. Up against Milo Vila. Milo Vila. Alright, this is a great curve. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I like this a lot. And then whatever other land we draw, we just put that pathway on the opposite. Because we really only need 2 white, 2 red to do everything in the deck. Haktos is really the only thing. Oh, Mill. I don't think we've had that bad of a matchup against Mill. Just depends on what they hit. Our Lord's probably going to get eaten by a Drown in the Lock, which would be unfortunate. Okay, so now we put the Venal Verge on white, which gives us mana for Sigrid, but we'll probably be lording. We'll see. If they hold up mana for Drown in the Lock, we'll definitely hold up Sigrid instead and just try to take this Ruin Crab. Alright. I have it on good authority that a Drown in the Lock is sitting in their hand right now. Sure, will you counter this? Yes, you will. Not Drown in the Lock, but everyone's main decking Essence Scatters. That's so interesting. Is it because of the Goldspan Dragon deck? They use that. They use these a lot more efficiently than something like Rogues would. Another one, oof. Okay. So we pop down a land, so we could go double Hollow Blade and get absolutely massacred by an extinction event if they had it. We could Lord, but then that just pressures 1 extra point. So let's swing again. See if they have another counter. I feel like they do. Yep. Alright, well that's all the counters I can get out of the way before we have to just start playing our creatures. We're at 40 cards, shouldn't be that bad. A Fabled Passage would suck. That's not too great either. Okay. It's probably the Soaring Thought Thief hanging out in hand now. Alright, so we can go Lord. Hollow Blade. Hallow Blade. Swing out. I mean, I think we do discard here. Like, it's just the same card. Why is it not better to just leave it? A Kargan Intimidator would be really nice, but I think they've hit, yeah, they hit 3. Winota would be okay. They've hit 2. Oh well. There goes our last Kargan Intimidator. We have no more Sigurds left. Oh god, Showdown's probably a detriment at this point. We are so close to getting milled out. And that's 1, 2, 3 Winotas. Oh, and they take the Lord. And that's a land. That's so tough. There's no way around that. They'll mill us out with the Ruined Crabs, and then we don't even have our Lord to go over their creatures anymore. Alright, that was rough. I swear this deck is good. Colonel Cthulhu. What a name. This hand's not very good. We keep it anyway. 4th land for Showdown's fine. Having Sigurd's fine. Having double Fireblade's good if we draw Winota. Well, that just fixes it. I think if I'm revamping this deck for the Arena Open, I'm probably still using Fireblade, but I might try to use a different 1-drop as well. Like add 2, 3, or 4 of a different one. Okay. There's a 4th lane for Showdown. We'll just leave up Sigrid. I think that's better than playing another Charger. We'll actually discard the Charger. I see. Yeah, we'll discard the land, I don't care. They're using all their fight spells, and we're just kind of throwing away what we don't want. Maybe that's a mistake? I hope they swing. That'd be funny. Nope. Hey, we found a land anyway. No creature for you. Now, if they try to kill it, we're obviously not going to save it again, because Showdown is just too good. Yeah. That's a thing you can do. Alright, so now our goal is to grow everything over Lovestruck Beast with this Showdown. Hey, look at that. So we'll go land, pass. So now we get to go Lord, Intimidator, land, pump everything, counters on 2 things, make that unable to block. How much is that actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, that sucks. I still keep my cards, don't I? Yeah, okay. That's not that bad. Protection from multicolored. Pretty good. Okay. So now we go land, Lord, Intimidator, make you a coward, swing out. It's a warrior, buddy. Cowards can't block warriors. Also, I learned when someone tried to fire up their Faceless Haven to block, Faceless Haven is a shapeshifter, so as well with every shapeshifter, they are technically cowards. because it is a creature type. So if Kargan Intimidator is on the field, any shapeshifter can't block your warriors. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. What are we really hoping for? Oh, well, I think that's game. They don't have instant speed removal, so we'll just go for it. Yeah, but you die here. Okay, it works. We only have 20 minutes or so. Can put in a couple more. I want to get a good feel of how we're fighting against different decks. I think that was our first mono-green matchup, so I'd like to beat rogues, because I've crushed rogues before, but I guess having that lull mage thing, the stealing of your creatures, so annoying. It's like when that Agent of Treachery was such a bomb overused card. It's alright. Well, I wish we had that a turn earlier. It's fine. Probably should have played Kargan, because then we could have went Kargan and Kargan on turn 2, then Hollowblade and Fireblade Charger on turn 3, and then maybe Winota on 4. So that was a mistake. If we hit a red land, we're okay. Hey, look at that. So now we go Kargan. Considering a counter there? Okay. If anything, we're gonna discard Sigrid to keep Hollowblade alive. Okay, they bounce. That's okay. Stomp on Kargan would also kind of suck, but then that means they're not blocking this Winota attack. So we'll see. Spikefield Hazard on Kargan. Stomp on Charger or something would blow. Oh, come on. Really? Wow. That's so unfortunate. Now what do we have? Like a Winota that gets outshined by the Bone Crusher Giant? Oh, that's so annoying. But that's what I get for having creatures that are 1 toughness. Cultivates. Ramping towards Ugin. Ramping towards Temur Ultimatums. Ramping towards Vorinclex. Blah 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 blah. Every single year, the Temur Adventure deck just puts whatever is good in their new one. We'll play Winota. Swing for 3. Doesn't trigger anything, but it's still Winota. It's a 4/4 warrior. Boy. Beanstalk Giant. Adventure Have. Yes, sir. Edgewall Bone Crusher. Draw. Yep. Fair enough. We do find a Fireblade Charger. We swing. They go to block. We Sigrid. We Fireblade Charger after damage. We hope they don't have Ugin right now, because they could just go land Ugin and we cry. land. Alright, no Ugin. This is a problem, but it's not that big of a problem yet. Makes the token. So they can block and kill one of our things. It's probably Sigrid, but it could be Winota. Land is not what we needed to see. So if we swing out and we hit Haktos, that's 6, 9, 11, and 12. And then they can still block things. It's probably incorrect to swing out. But they're just going to build up even more defenses, and we have nothing to combat it with. I think we're losing this one, but we're swinging anyway. Yep. Scoop it up, boys and girls. Oh, Temur Adventures, how I love you. You used to be so fresh. I think it started when you were Temur Reclamation, and everyone knew you were good with growth spirals and all of the like. And then we got to see what you can do with adventure-style cards. Putting up flashing Brazen Borrowers constantly, and a Bone Crusher to defend every single turn too. An Edge Wall to keep your engine running. And Ugin to be the best top-end thing you could ever do. And now Vorinclex to stop your opponents from playing sagas like the set wants them to. Very casual curve on this turn, by the way. Hand. We'll go for Lord if they counter, then they don't counter Winota next turn. They do. This is that Goldspan Dragon counters deck, I believe. We're up against Paiva, by the way. Alright. They're holding up counter. Let's just Kargan. For any creatures later on. If they do counter, then again, it's just another counter away from Winota. If we draw another 4-drop, another powerful 4-drop, our life is good. A Bone Crusher Charger. Makes Winota bad. I think a main issue I'm having, which I'll have to rectify when I go rebuild the deck, is Winota is largely just a useless vanilla 4-drop. If the opponent's running a lot of removal, which in the standard format we are. Like, yeah, people are running Rabid Bites, or Frost Bites, people are running the Bone Crusher Giants, people are running the new Fatal Push style effect, Dead Weights and Myers Grasps, and a bunch of random 1 to 2 drop things. There's another Fireblade. What you gonna do? Bounce? Bounces. Replay. Lets it go. Play a Fireblade Charger. I assume they let it go. Yep. Don't play the land. Save it for Hollow Blade. They Bone Crusher again. Coolio. I wonder if they know we're playing Winota or not. I've been playing this deck for a couple days and I've actually seen it start to trickle into the normal recesses of Magic. Which is why I need to put out a video this time, so I don't get got by people saying they had the idea first. Although, everyone has the same ideas. It's magic. If they block, we discard. This time now, we just play Hollow Blade, see if they counter. Nothing. Now we'll save Secret. Hope they have Goldspan. Oh, they don't. Well, they won't attack. Block, block. Okay. Sigrid 1. Cracking for a counter, probably, so blue saw it coming. Or something Essence Scatter. Yep, they saw it coming. Alright, well, in that case, we just discard, right? Yeah. I mean, if they have a way to kill both of these right now, like a board wipe, that would suck, but they also looked at our graveyard like they didn't expect Winota. Which is understandable. Yep, there it is. And that probably spells the biggest mistake we could have made. Well, we'll see what I can do with a 3/3. Flash that in. That'd be funny. Can't block. Shark Typhoon on 4. Kills my thing, keeps their Typhoon. Well, we're not seeing the best of luck today. Not at all. But the deck is still pretty powerful. The games when it's swinging are just so strong. Let's take a look at what we could do to fix this. If we really want to stick to the Winota plan, we need creatures that aren't humans in the 1-drop slot. But then you also need warriors if you want the warrior plan. Otherwise you're just kind of building Boros Winota, which isn't that bad, but also isn't that great. I don't know, it fell out of the meta for a while, so I figured maybe bringing Winota back was a good idea, but it's just possible that Winota's not quite good enough in a set or a format that prioritizes turn 1 and turn 2 killing of creatures. The whole point of Winota is that you stack early game creatures on each other so that when you drop her on turn 4 and just swing out with your board, you're getting 2 to 3 to 4 triggers. 2 to 3 triggers, not 4 triggers. So we'd have to have warriors that aren't humans in the early turns, which there are very little of. Especially just in Boros. In green you have the elf. That little, I guess there's also that one, but this Wildwood Tracker grows itself when it attacks, which is pretty good. Huh. I also had a Rada in the green version, but I mean, she would just be a backup 3-drop, so I guess your 3-drops would be her and then the Lord. Could run Pack Beast, but who really wants to run Pack Beast? See what we got in black. Nothing. I like this card a lot, but I don't think it would be good in this deck as a 3-drop. For the same reason that things just get removed that way. It's just a 5/5. Gets outshined by Questing Beast, which the only clause for it is that it needs a 1/1, which they almost always have, and we don't really run removal. We could run removal always in the sideboard. I think that would probably be the best thing. We have nothing with Menace, so that doesn't matter. If we went green, you have to go green-black. I think going green, running things like Wildwood Tracker, if you had all the lands for it, maybe even Tajuru Paragon, just because it's a good 2-mana 3/2. Definitely possible. Maybe working in a party mechanic with Winota. Huh. I mean, she's a warrior. How many creatures with the party mechanic are non-human? All the cheap ones seem to be humans. I mean, that's a vampire. It's a goblin. All the ones that I would want to use seem to be humans. Angel, I guess. Huh. Yeah, and then you'd have to go either into black or into blue, or maybe both, I guess. Anyway, that's if you want to go the Winota route. If you want to keep going the warrior route, there's probably a lot of options to choose from in the different colors, but I think this one makes the most sense. Maybe taking out a couple Winotas, or all of them, is actually better, depending on what you're sliding in for them. So, more removal, like any removal would be pretty good. Maybe going Snowlands for Frostbite, maybe just running the pay 3 Bolt lands. That would actually be a pretty good addition. Running man lands, it's different. I think if we went Snowlands into Faithless Haven would be better than running things like Castle Ardenvale, because we're almost always just stabilizing on 4 mana. We're not going to use our 5th turn to make a Castle Ardenvale token. We're usually not letting the game go long enough to make a lot of tokens with Castle Ardenvale or have any of them matter at all. But I think having things like Shatter Skull Smashing is probably important. I would add 3 Shatter Skull at least, and then I don't think the Angel one matters. We're never going to get up to 7 mana. It just kind of reduces the chance that we're drawing a land that doesn't hurt us when we play it. Other than that, Giant Killer would be really good in the sideboard. Like, really good in the sideboard, I think. Oh, why aren't you going over there? Giant Killer kills Questing Beast. It kills things that have Embercleave on it. Taps things down. It's really good. Really good 1-drop. It's a human, which is sad. That's the other way you could go with Winota, is with like the Selfless Saviors and those kind of styles. Who knows? I think you never remove Showdown. I think there's a case to be made for Embercleave, because we're not always winning with it. We're usually just winning with our board. Board wipes are pretty prevalent, though. Even early board wipes, now we have Doomscar. If you're on a game 3 against Control, that's a huge reason we didn't take this into best of 3, is because if we go up against Yorion, there's a great chance that in game 2 and 3, they just suspend Doomscar and then cast it on 3. So if we're actually on the play, like we just lost the last game, we're going 1-drop, 2-drop, Lord, hopefully, or we're going 1-drop, 2-drop, 2 1-drops, or another 2-drop, and then we're just getting all of that wiped away. We have no ammo for Winota. We have nothing to give counters to Showdown with. We have nothing to like trick with Sigrid. We have nothing to trick with Kargan Intimidator. We have nothing to pump with our War Leader. Like, a turn 3 Doomscar is backbreaking for this kind of deck. But that said, if we manage to fire down a Winota with non-human creatures out, we suddenly rebuild our board. If we manage to throw down a Showdown, we suddenly have 5 more cards in hand. Or 4 more cards in hand. If we manage to throw down Outlaw's Merriment, we're suddenly making a creature every single turn against decks like Yorion, and the only way that they can kill it is if they run Binding of the Old Gods, which they probably do, or in Elspeth Conquers Death. I mean, there's a lot of ways to deal with Outlaw's Merriment. I think that one actually probably is better reserved to the sideboard, because Skyclave Apparition hits it, Elspeth Conquers Death hits it, and Binding of the Old Gods hits it. And just like everything, it gets hit by Banishing Light. Those are all cards that Yorion likes to run in the popular decks right now. So anyway, I just wanted to make a quick little video about this deck. I think it's actually really powerful. I would recommend you try it out for yourself. It's really not that hard to make. These are older cards from Zendikar. Kargan Intimidator was popular mono red for a while, so you should already have it. Kargan War Leader is just an uncommon, so you can make any kind of warrior tribal deck and just have fun with that. I think Usher is too good to ignore with Kargan Intimidator or Kargan War Leader, because the tokens that it makes are warriors. I think that's such a good synergy. I think the new card Sigrid is super cool, just because it's like a fiend hunter with a little bit of downside, but also a little bit of upside. I don't know how many gods you're coming up against in the format recently. I haven't come up against too much, except like, I don't know, the black ones. I come up against the black ones quite often. Showdown is just so freaking good, and if you don't have all 4 copies of this, you need to get it, because Boros, aggro, Naya, it's going to be bigger and bigger. It's just really good. I think it's the thing that kind of counters the control decks right now. If mono white weenie keeps being more powerful than Boros, then maybe I'm wrong, but I think someone somewhere is just going to find a way to make Boros work the best. And to me, this has worked the best out of any Boros deck I've made in a long time. You already have the mono white weenie things that make it really powerful. You have the 1-drop that keeps making tokens on its own. You have the 2-drop that keeps giving itself indestructible. You don't have any of the combat tricks like Al-Said of Life's Bounty or Selfless Savior that give everything else indestructible. But you could easily slot out things like Haktos. You can slot out Allah's Merriment. Get a 4 of those dogs. Now we have a new 4-drop. Now we have a new thing that triggers Winota even, and it can save Kargan Intimidator that dies often. It can save our Sigrid if we're keeping something important locked down. So actually, I think when I do take this into the Arena Open, I will be taking out the Outlaws Merrimints and the Hakdoses, replacing them with Selfless Saviors. Maybe 2 Selfless Saviors, 2 Al-Said. I'm not sure exactly how I want that set up. I know that Al-Said is better in most scenarios, but we'll see. I would recommend you guys try out this deck. I hope to be making a lot more videos in the future. I have a lot of different weird decks that I like to brew and that I'm gonna want to show off. The one that I just recorded a video for a little while ago got an Uro banning, so I might refilm that one. But, you know, thanks for watching if you did. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.